Hello lovely people. I look like a beetroot. Oh my goodness. It's been a long, hot day. Ugh. As you've seen from the last few videos, it's been a garden day, and I thought what I'd do now is I'm going to give you a quick plot tour. I know it's the middle of the month. I did in June because so much had happened in those first 2 weeks. But I thought I'd just give you an update because, you know, parsnips, that sort of thing. Have a look at how things have grown. Also, it's my own record, isn't it? And it's partly because there's every chance, apart from to get here to do a quick bit of, well, I say quick bit of watering, it's 2 hours. I've literally just watered now and it's taken me an hour and a half to water the whole garden. Yeah, in the next 2 weeks, I don't think I'm going to have, it's quite possible I'm not going to have any gardening time. So let's memorialise how it is today by having a quick whiz around the garden. I am very hobbly after a full day here, so if I'm like and just to say, as a continuation from that previous video, I'm not sure when you'll see this, but I didn't finish doing my cross braces on the bean arches because I got distracted by a few weeds, started doing a bit of weeding, you know how it is. So anyway, hush up Vivi, let's go and check out how things are doing in the garden on the, I must find the date, I've been going hum-haw all day. It's the 16th of July. It's like the first day of summer. It's quite late in the afternoon, as you might be able to tell now from the shadows, so I hope lighting is going to be okay. Now, first things first to say at this end, look at my tree lily. This is normally in flower by now, normally about the 10th of July. The buds are quite small, very tight. I've been thinking that it's because we were so cold in May and then quite cool and wet at the end of June. I'm also wondering if it's because I moved it in the winter. I don't know, but it definitely, just the sight of this signifies to me that the garden, it does feel sort of 3 weeks behind its normal place at this time of year. Anyway, right, let's have a look at these parsnips that I transplanted the other day. So down here, oh, it's a long way down. This one, this, and over there. They're the ones where, oh, and this one I think, they're where I just dibbed the hole and backfilled the hole with water. I'm not sure. You can see the ones that I haven't disturbed. Oh, they're massive. They're about a foot tall now. Of course, they could be all fur coat and no knickers. And then, sorry, these ones in between, these little tiddlers, these are the ones, these also had, I think, oh no, these are the ones that I very gently firmed in. Likewise, a couple in here. These two were firmed in, and then another couple on the ends. So I know where the ones are that were transplanted, so I'll know where to keep an eye on them, and we'll see what happens come Christmas time when I have them out. I'm delighted that the calendula are starting to come out. Oh, so pretty. I was thinking about doing my first harvest today, but there's only a few out, so I thought, you know what, I'm going to leave those for now, so that folk walking, whoa, past the tree lily, yeah, anyone walking down the path can have a little glimpse of them and enjoy them. The chickpeas, this is another one where I know I'm behind. Oh, they're only just starting to have flowers in a few cases. The flowers are hard to see, they're so tiny. Can you see that there? Now, this morning, before I came, I looked at my photo album for July last year. All my photos are dated. Excuse me, tickle. And for this day, last year, I already had, the pods were already set and the chickpeas were developing nicely inside. So yeah, they are definitely behind. The rocking core, these second sowings, they've almost caught up with the first sowings. I think that was 3 weeks apart. But again, we're only just starting to get flowers. Only just. In previous years, I've been picking by now. Ay, caramba. You know what? I think it's just going to be one of those things this year where maybe, hopefully, we'll get the same kind of harvests, but they'll just come 2 or 3 weeks later. Ah, right, the chard. Oh, you see here on the end, let me come this way so I'll get my shadow out of the way. These end ones are a bit flopped over. They were disturbed a little bit earlier because in the end here and in the end here, well, I decided I had more than enough, and the girls next door didn't have any at all. I think theirs either didn't germinate or the slugs had them. So I've dug out 2 big clumps today and given it to the girls over there. So they've had a little bit of a disturbance today. Give them a load of water, they should perk up. But yeah, I'm chuffed. The chard is looking fantastic. And I'm already loving, once again, seeing all these colours. Oh, so beautiful, so beautiful. Behind them, the bolted spinach is out. You saw me the other day thinning the beetroots. They're all fattening up beautifully. I'll show you in here. Okay. Oh, can you see the actual beets in there? I don't know if you can actually see them, but yeah, they're fattening up nicely. The orange bell peppers. I'm now getting little peppers forming on most of them. Slightly disconcertingly, something Paul mentioned the other day as well, is the bees. The bees seem to have disappeared. Is it that cold spell at the end of May? Oh, that one's had a nibble already. Pesky. So yeah, I had loads and loads of flowers on here, and it looks like a lot of them have dropped off before they've been pollinated. So yeah, I shall have to just be grateful for whatever I get. Beautiful. I'm going to talk about my spuds in another video. Earlies, Charlotte. Main crops, Cara. They're all looking fine. Yeah, if I get a chance in the next couple of weeks, I'm going to do a Hungry Gap video. Because, let's face it, this year the Hungry Gap has lasted longer than normal because the garden is so behind. The Cavolo nero that you saw me planting about, I don't know, was it about 10 days or so ago? They've all settled in beautifully and they're growing away nicely, and they've now had their spray with the grazers, so hopefully they're protected. This bed is a massive disappointment. The celery is bulking up fine, good stuff. Next door, what had come up by way of salad leaves, most of them have been eaten. I've never had bare beds at this time of year before, ever. Normally, again, I was looking at the photos of my salads this time last summer, about the same sort of size bed, absolute massive leaves, you couldn't see an inch of soil. Those were the spare tomatoes I popped in, they're doing fine. The idea in front of them is I'll get some fennel in, which I've sown in the cold frame, we'll have a look at shortly. Finally, all the squash type plants are getting away. These are 3 courgettes on the end, and I have my first, let's see, come this way, I have my first little courgettes forming, woohoo! No doubt I'll come back in 2 weeks and there'll be marrows. But like I said, I almost certainly will have to get here to water. So on days when I'm coming to water, I'll keep an eye on things like the courgettes, and I mean that is getting loads coming on it. I'll have them away before they get too big. So yeah, 3 there, fine. The black fatsu and the sweet dumpling, they're growing away beautifully. I haven't seen any fruits yet. Male flowers in the middle. So hopefully, again, when I come back in however long, I'll see some fruits. Yay! The leeks are doing absolutely fine. I'll be having those away soon. Likewise, all the onions. Now again, I'd be expecting at this time of year for their green tops, their necks to start flopping over, which would be an indicator that we're getting almost towards harvest time. But there's absolutely no sign of that yet. They're still so green. So I'm thinking that perhaps instead of the end of July to harvest, it might be more like the middle of August. But they're all growing away nicely. No concerns with the onions, either the white or the red. Yeah, happy, happy, happy. Drink up. Everything's just had a really good dousing. First set of bean arches. Well, on the right you can see the gigantes have really started to get away, but on the end here, I think I got my plants in a model. That is not gigantes. I think this is a Scarlet Emperor runner, because the gigantes have these beautiful, absolutely gorgeous, pure white flowers with the tiny little yellow in the centre. But yeah, they're finally all getting away well. It's now a case of me keeping on top of the black fly spraying. In fact, can you see this one? It's up to the top, and now it's coming along, and it's met the other side. Yay! This is the stage at which I'll do it now, actually. Just nip out its growing tip, and now it can put out side shoots. On the other side, these are the Cocoa Sophie. Really tardy again this year. You can see the third set of canes along. They're up to about 4 foot, some of them. This second set along, 2.5, 3 feet. This set, 1.5 foot. Hey ho. Patience, Vivi, patience. But it's nice to see some leaves at last. I really want to get this bed planted because I'm really, really not happy to be seeing brown at this time of year. I want to be seeing green, green, green. Coming on to the tomatoes. Let's see if we can get a sense of how tall they've grown. Also, you can see now underneath, really stripped of their leaves down there. They're about 4 foot tall. I am getting fruits setting. Hello. This time last year, I had my first fruits just beginning to blush. No sign of it with these little ones. So these 2 rows, this is the Gardener's Delight. Yeah, they're looking okay. I mean, I'm saying that, but there aren't a mass of flowers on them. There's not a mass of fruits on them yet. But now we've got this really hot weather again. Hopefully that will kind of stir them into some sort of action. The row behind, this row, this is the Rose de Berne. And oopsie, I've got some fruit setting there. They're tiny at the moment. Rose de Berne it's not quite a beefsteak. It's bigger than a salad. So, yeah, again, they've got a lot of growing to do. Oh my goodness, come on guys, get growing, please. And then behind, it's the Amish paste. I did see, where is it? Oh yeah, on here, I've got my first little cluster. Actually, they're the biggest in the whole garden. You know what, it's just going to be one of those years, isn't it, where we have to be really patient and hope for the best in terms of, I know that the lovely Paul has had some blight on his site, and it's awful when it comes, because you just feel it's only a matter of time before you lose your entire garden. So these are tardy, they're small, but the one thing I'm grateful for is no sign of blight here. The paprika peppers, the fair it's just like with the orange bell. I had masses and masses of flowers, but it looks like a lot of them have dropped without being pollinated. I mean, I have got a few fruits that set and are growing away nicely. They're pretty wee things, aren't they? Oh, you're a proper curly one. Oh, I can hear a bee, hurrah. I was saying to one of my plot friends today, I was saying to Catherine, normally when I'm down here working on a kind of really warm, still day like today, all I would hear would be the sound of bees and my lavender, but nary are one of them. The cucumbers, yay, they're actually getting away now. Oh, I'm chuffed. And again, inside, tucked inside, plenty of flowers. Where was that one I saw the other day, the baby that was forming? Oh, I can't remember. So again, this is something, actually let's come around the other side, I'll show you from the back, and you might be able to see the flowers more easily. If I tuck you under here, oh no, we're right into the sun. Let the camera adjust. Can it pick up those flowers? Yes, so what I'm hoping again is, this is one of those things where I'll come back in a couple of weeks and hopefully I'll have my first cucumber. And if you remember, I purposely sowed my cucumber seed much later this year, later by 4 weeks, because I really wanted to time it so that I would get cucumbers arriving at the same time as I'd get ripening tomatoes. Who knew that the tomatoes were going to be so late this year? You never know, it might happen. I might get that perfect moment of a red onion, a cucumber and some tomatoes, and I can have my absolute favourite dish of the summer, Courgettes. Good stuff. All of these squash now are getting properly... Oh, that gigantes has just grabbed me by the neck. These are all getting properly established. Every now and again, as I'm in the garden going around, I think I find a baby, and then I forget where I've seen it and I can't see. Oh, there's one. Hello, cheeky. Yeah, so this is the Muscat de Provence. This should be quite a large pumpkin-sized squash. Lovely. It's on a rush over there. Delicata this side. Jacoby little t'other. Let's go t'other way. And they're all just starting to get big enough for me to now begin. Did I do this one? Yeah, you can see. Just tied it in. Just begin to train them. Gosh, this light is so bright today. I'm not wondering if you can see anything. Let's come into the shade round here a second. So all of the teepee squash. This side it's sweet dumpling. I wonder if it's better if I come over here. Sweet dumpling again. You can see they're really starting to get away now. I tied this in the other day, but I think I'll be able to tie that soon. I love this moment when, oh, perfect example. Look at these beautiful little tendrils. I love it when they put their tendrils out and they find something to grasp. Oh, fruit! Fruit. This is the black futsu. Oh, joy. Joy, joy, joy. Oh, another fruit. Yay. Now we have to just hope that we get a good synchronisation of male and female flowers opening at the same time and the bees coming along. You know, in a couple of weeks' time, when I can be a bit more in the garden, I might even bring some... I've got little sort of soft watercolour paint brushes. I might bring some down with me and do some hand pollinating just to be on the safe side, just to make sure. And then more beans. So this side is looking grand. This is 2 lots. So what's that? 12 plants of Madeira maroon. And then further along, you can probably just make out the little red flowers. That's Scarlet Emperor runners. This side, disaster side, snails, slugs and snails. I've resown, and I had 3 like that around this. Well, you can see one of them there. I had 3 up, 2 have been taken straight away. Oh, one's been taken there. Is there one under there? I think 2 have been taken from there. I give up. I give up. I've got plenty of seed. I've got seed for next year. I'm not going to keep trying this year. It's just too much heartache. Next along, Helder. Helder has, over the years, been another real stalwart for me. This one is trying, really trying. Those 2 are trying. These 3, well, it was 4. One of the spares that I put in, completely gone. The other spare I put in, well, you can see for yourself. Can you see any leaves? No. Next along, the Borlotti. Oop, sorry. They are doing okay. In fact, oh, we're going to be right into the sun. This one is at the top and coming along. Yeah, I'll have to start nipping tops out. And then this is the one I'm excited about. This is the Black Churchill. Lovely, lovely colour of flowers. I mean, it's quite similar to the Scarlet Emperor, except they're a slightly deeper hue. And also the stalks they're on, the stalks have got a sort of reddish hue, whereas, I'll just bring you over, you see on the Scarlet Emperor, the stalk is green. So yeah, we just need the bees now. We need the bees to come along and get everything zapped, pollinated. Nothing really to report with this bed. This is where I put in the curly kale. One at that far end has been really, really, really chewed. Hopefully it'll come back. The worrying bed, the coco de pampole. Oh, I've just noticed this is one of the direct sown ones. In May, it's just got its first flowers. So the rest were pot sown, I think about 2-3 weeks later. Oh, hope. That's all we can do. Making up for that disappointment. This is the 2 Rouge Vif de Tombe. This is the big Cinderella pumpkin. It's doing pretty well. Look at that baby in there. Isn't that gorgeous? Oh, and there's another baby behind. Beautiful. It's just so perfect. Gorgeous. You can see it's running away down there, so I haven't had a good look on any of the other sort of vines for more fruits yet. But I know I've got that big one in there. That's great. This is all the butternuts. They've done fine. Now look, same plants, seeds sown and plants planted at the same time. That's the massacre bed because of that slug jungle. This is the not massacred bed. So yeah, there's plenty of growth there. And now I'm just waiting and hoping to see flowers. Oh my goody goodness. Okay, we'll just be quick sticks. This is only a quickie today. Gosh, it's a roaster. I don't know if you can... Yeah, you probably can't get a sense of how hot it is today, but... Well, you might have got a sense of it from my puce-looking face earlier. But yeah, it's a scorcher. All the brassicas in there, they're still fine. These are all going to replace the onions. I hope they'll be okay in those little pots until the onions are ready, because obviously the onions look like they're going to be quite delayed. Hey ho, what will be will be. And then over here, oh, right in my shadow, that is a tray of fennel. That is a tray, half and half of Merveille de Quatre Saisons on the right, and on the left the flashy butterhead. and this is a tray of perpetual spinach. You see that lettuce tray in the middle? That had about 3 seedlings in every cell a couple of days ago. Mashed, absolutely mashed. So I've done a sprinkle of slug pellets, and I think the fennel right up there, they look like they'll be okay. The spinach, well, there's enough here, I think, for me, but the salad leaves, I think I'm just going to have to re-sow. Honest to goodness. Oy vey. Oh. No changes over here, still waiting for my blueberries to ripen. But my goodness, let me come to the end and have a little turn around. Oh, it's cooler in the shade. It's nice in the shade. The herb bed has gone mad. It's just so filled out. I love it. Oh, insect drinking station, I need to fill it. And I'm delighted. This is my bergamot. It's just such a pretty flower. I've had that in for, I think, 2 years. Yeah, I think it's 2 years. And this is the first year it's getting to flower. I'm so excited and happy about that. Despite a massive trim, this is all hyssop behind. I did a massive prune. I mean, it's getting a bit rampant again. But I'm loving all these kind of purples and lavenders and this kind of lilac-y pink, whites. And we've got the beautiful verbena and then the blue of the borage. It's just so pleasing. And this love in a mist that's self-seeded is a white one. Oh, it's really hard with the light. So it's nice. I like having the little pops of white in there amongst the lilacs and purples. Like, for instance, the calendula over there. What an absolute delight. What an absolute joy this is. Every time. I never tire of it. Oh my goodness. Right, well, that's it. I'm going to call it a day. I'm hot, I'm bothered, I need more water, I need to put my feet up, I need to ignore that helicopter. What a noisy day. Hold on a minute. Well, as you can see, I'm at home. Oh my goodness, what a day. And I'm sweating from the effort of getting home even. Oh, I'm just going to take my knee brace off. So that helicopter, so noisy, it circled, it came back towards me even noisier. So I turned the camera off. I thought I'll wait for it to go. Off it jolly well went. Just it was fading, got the camera back out. One of my neighbours started up a strimmer. It was a really loud strimmer, so I thought, oh, I'll wait. I've got the windows open, so the traffic noise. So whilst my neighbour was strimming, I was tidying my tools away and bits and pieces, clearing up after myself. I was just about finished with that. That strimmer went off and I thought, great. So I walked back into my plot with my camera and someone came over for a chat. That was lovely, yay. He went off and I thought, right, just give it a beat. Are we ready? Right. Just about to start filming and 2 more people turned up and they were standing right next to near where my compost bins are, chatting away on the end of the deck where I was stood trying to film. I just thought, this is ridiculous. I think between that helicopter, between that last bit of the clip you saw, that helicopter, and me deciding to come home, it was half an hour. And now I'm home. So it's like an hour later. Look, it's one of the absolute perennial joys of gardening in a communal space. It's the people. I absolutely loved today seeing so many folk. It's brilliant. It just means it really makes filming tricky. Not just about sort of not having people in shot who don't want to be. You know, some people are very private. I totally get that, and I totally respect that completely. But it's always the other little thing of people, if they're chatting, it might be something really personal, like I was mentioning the other day, and I would I wouldn't ever forgive myself if I accidentally recorded someone else's private conversation. I'm really, really, really meticulously careful about that. So, yes, what a funny day for filming. But it's done. I'm home. Yay! And now I can start editing all these videos. So, yeah, there we go. It's the middle of July, 16th of July, as I confirmed on my telephone, with my telephone. You can see that there has been quite a bit of growth in the garden in the last 2 weeks. Fab. We're in that, that's my kitchen door slamming because all the windows are open. We're in that balanced time now of, you know, in a really ideal world, we'd have rain every night. Just nice gentle rain. And then this heat and sunshine during the day, brilliant. It never works out like that, does it? So we've had all that rain. Deep, deep, deep in the ground, there is quite a lot of moisture, but in the top 6 inches or so of the ground, it's bone dry. So we are now going to be back to probably daily watering of some parts of the garden, and then probably twice a week or so, a deep watering of everything. Oh, the joy. All right, fingers crossed some of those tomatoes start to ripen. The cukes start to grow, the courgettes grow, but not too quickly. And fingers crossed in the next 2 weeks, like I said, I don't know if I'll have time to do actual gardening, like out. I think it's literally going to be a quick scurry to the garden to water, grab a few items of harvest, get home, get on with other stuff. I've got a lot of other stuff to get on with. And no, I won't be bringing you videos of any of that. I've got some very personal, private stuff going on that, yeah, it's going to take me away from filming a little bit. I'll try and squeeze some stuff in here or there. And on that note as well, if I don't answer messages, comments, emails, etc., 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 I will eventually, just not maybe in the next few days when things are a bit bonkers. All right, lovelies, whew, happy summer at last. I will see you all again. I don't know when. I hope before too long. Yeah, hope before too long. Until then, stay well and enjoy this beautiful weather if you're getting it too. Cheerio.